Hi. Both of you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there is no problem. So I'm Semi. I'm a lecturer in political science at the university here in Turkey, and we're going to have a kind of, I hope, a kind of fluent conversation with you on the models should and shouldn't. Okay. Hi, Sumaya.
Hi.
Hi. You have your cover on. Thank you. I would like to actually introduce myself initially, and then I would like to know a little bit about you, what you're studying. I'm 41 years old, and I'm a university professor in political science. I have been educated mostly in Turkey, but I had a PhD in the United States and working currently on political history and political thought. How about you? Let's start with Patrick because he was the first one to arrive in this class, in this meeting. Patrick, which grade are you, and are you specializing on any particular topic?
I'm third grade and
Which grade?
10th.
10th grade.
The-
I see. Okay.
I can't say math and informatics.
Math
And maybe
informatics.
yeah, I can say that. And
Okay.
maybe robotics.
So later on, probably you would go for robotics too. Hmm?
Yeah,
Yes.
robotics
Great.
and informatics.
Great. And you are also coming from the same high school and obviously the same city, right?
Yes.
Is it Karakan?
Karakal.
Yes. Great. How about you, Marius? Are you in the same area, in the same grade?
Yes, I'm in the same grade. Patrick is my classmate.
Okay. You're actually classmates.
Yes.
And you're studying informatics too?
Yes, mathematics and informatics.
Okay, I guess you're in a kind of vocational school where you get specialized on certain areas rather than an open-ended general education. Are you, I mean, this is, I think, a kind of a trajectory to become an IT person in the future? Is it what you're thinking about doing after you graduate?
Not really. I don't want to continue with informatics.
What would you like to do? Do you have any prospectus?
I'm thinking to be a policeman or something like this.
Okay. How about you, Patrick?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay, so I guess you're 16 years old or that age,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
obviously you would have a lot of time to think about what you're going to do with your future as a professional for your career, etc. Sumeye, can you hear me?
May I interrupt you for a second, please?
I did not understand.
You hear me, right? Sumeye, which grade are you at the moment? Are you also 10th grade? You're
Not understand.
you're a high school student, right?
Yes, high school.
Which grade? Which class are you? 10, 11?
11th.
11th. Okay.
Right.
What are you studying at your school? Is there a specific field?
Şehit Mustafa Kızılkaya
Okay.
Multi-Program High School.
Okay, this is also a vocational school, right? What would you like to be in the future? What would you like to do as a professional when you graduate?
What?
What would you like to be as a professional? Do you want to be what is your purpose in studying in this school? Do you have any ideas? You want to study medicine? You want to study law, computer science, business? Is there anything that you would like to do specifically? Okay, it's all right. It's all right. Eylül, Selma, and Hafize are with us too. Can you hear me too? Eylül? Selma? Okay. I guess there is no response. I assume that they hear me.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you too, by the way. Selma, where are you from? You're from Turkey, but which city?
I'm from Izmir.
Izmir. Okay. Sümeyye, I guess, is coming from Karabük. How about you, Eylül? Where do you live? Which city?
I'm from Izmir.
You are from Izmir too. Hafize, where are you from?
I am from Izmir.
Okay, you three are from Izmir. I used to live in Izmir for about 10 years. I still work in Izmir. Each and every week I travel to Izmir for a few days and come back here to Kocaeli. Okay, nice to meet you all. What we are going to do today is practice a little bit a sort of model that we call in English grammar should and shouldn't. How we use it, which appropriate places would we place should and shouldn't. Basically, there are two different uses of this model. One of them is for advice. Okay, you advise someone or someone would advise you. And the first and foremost use of this model is to give advice to somebody. Okay. And the second area that we use should and shouldn't is in the area of morality or ethics. Okay. Basically, things that in a given society or in a social setting, there are things that we should do or we shouldn't do ethically, morally speaking. Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions, for example, about your specialty area, and I would like you to offer, if you can, a few advices to your peers. Patrick, could you give us any advices to your peer students or younger students who would like to study informatics? What would you advise them to do?
First of all, they should try to learn Python. It's one of the easiest, one of the easiest language in informatics.
Python is a coding language, right?
Yes.
Great.
Like C++ or C#. And then they need to have some imagination. If you don't have any idea how to script or if you don't have any idea how to implement something, a code for a big, how to say that, for a big block of coding, you can't use it. You need to have perspective, if I can say that.
I see. Thank you. It's great advice for those who want to study informatics. Marius, I'm going to ask you a little bit of a more general question. You are now at the 10th grade, so you're studying at different kinds of or different levels of schools for about 10 years now. And what would you advise to your peers or your, let's say, younger students to become a successful student, to succeed in school? What would you advise them to do, or what would you advise them not to do?
You should learn mathematics. It's very important in our life.
It's very basic, right?
Yes.
To a lot of areas. Okay.
Not mathematics. The thing behind this. You can implement mathematics in many areas.
Yeah, obviously. So you actually advise them to study, especially mathematics, a little bit more focused way, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let's. Salma, do you hear me? You hear, right? Salma, can I ask you a question?
Yes, I can hear.
I would like to ask you a question about another type of advice you could give. Today, we have been experiencing a pandemic for almost longer than 2 years now, right? COVID-19 or coronavirus. Now we are at a point where we're, I think, going beyond it a little bit, but still it is there with us. Okay, we're still in the pandemic. It's not completely gone. Salma, what would you advise to your peers at school, okay, to be able to protect themselves and others, their loved ones, from the COVID virus? You can give an advice about, you know, hygiene protection, or you can give an advice in terms of, you know, eating or food consumption, or social distancing, etc. What would you advise to be protected from the COVID-19 virus? Salma, or anybody else could actually respond to my question, if you can.
First of all,
Patrick, go ahead.
First of all, you can try to use mask. You can wash your hand every time you touch something random. Something random. And first of all, you need to vaccinate. I think it's a good advice. Okay, it's important for our body to vaccinate.
Sure. Did you get vaccinated?
What? Say again, please.
Did you receive vaccine?
Yes.
Okay, I see. Because you know, there are people in the world who are actually principally against being vaccinated. And in some more unfortunate parts of the world, there are people who cannot even get vaccination because of poverty or other reasons. There's quite a good deal of people still unvaccinated for different reasons. But thanks for your advices. You should wear a mask.
No problem.
You should still keep washing your hands carefully, and obviously get vaccinated. Any other advices? Sümeyye, Hafize, Eylül, would you say something about COVID-19 that we should do or shouldn't do to be protected? For example, do you have any, let's say, food that we should consume to be, to remain immune and powerful against being, sick with COVID-19? Is there anything that you could offer? Eylül? Okay. I guess let's move on. I'm going to ask one more question and take a few seconds of break. And my last question would be, we were still going on with illnesses with this pandemic, but I started to, obviously, because of living abroad for a while, I learned a great deal about other cultures. And even in certain simple daily issues, there may be interesting differences between our cultures. For example, I would like to ask what practical precautions you would take at home. For example, when you have a sore throat, or when you are getting cold, or when you have a headache. You do not have any medicine. You do not want to go to a doctor. Okay, you do not want to visit a hospital or something like that. But you want to do something at home practically. Okay, what would you advise to others to do? Let's say when you're catching a cold, or when you have a sore throat that is bothering you. You're feeling that you're getting ill and you want to do something at home without taking any pills or medicine. What would you advise?
I can try something.
Sure,
When
Patrick,
you have
go ahead.
fever in Romania, or
When you have a
yeah,
fever,
we use vinegar and cloves. We put it on our foot and head to reduce the
vinegar plus
temperature.
what did you say? Vinegar and
Vinegar and some clothes material.
okay, I see.
So we actually dump the clothes in vinegar, and we actually rub our feet. And more than that, we actually cut potatoes and somehow link them around our neck. And
Okay.
in a few hours, okay, so the pain is supposed to go.
Okay, I've heard of this. We do similar stuff for fever, and that helps reduce your body temperature for a few hours. I have a kid, a small kid at the age of 8, and when he was smaller, you would have this kind of trouble all the time, and you wouldn't be able to go to a doctor each and every time he gets fever, and he would do similar things at night, especially when he gets fever. And we actually use, for example, vinegar and olive oil, but mostly apple vinegar for sore throat too. Okay, it really helps. Probably one of the quickest ways to just kill the kind of germs and viruses that bothers you and help you a little bit. And any other advices among you?
Maybe tea. Well, Romania has a lot of plants, and we are a kind of doctors in our homes, and tea is very popular among old people who used to cure themselves with a lot of tea, and it actually works.
Yeah. It is very similar actually in Turkey too. We use a lot of types of different herbs and use it as a kind of tea for different illnesses. Obviously, we use a lot of lemon with the tea and honey, obviously, and it helps. Yes, and obviously, as you said, there are certain older people who are actually knowledgeable about what kind of herbs are good for what, and but I think from generation to generation, it is a little bit with the modern medicine, it is a little bit going away. I think it's people are not paying as much attention to it as our older generations. Okay.
And generally speaking, everything that contains vitamin C is the best for any kind of disease, even our for our immune system, because you have mentioned somehow how we what measures of precaution do we have. So vitamin C is one of the best for our immunitary system, and of course it enforces and boosts our state of health.
Yep, and it is actually one of the most practical and easiest ways to treat yourself or to use it as a precaution at home without, you know, spending too much money going to doctors or elsewhere. I think we can give an advice to all of us that we should keep some healthy herbs at home so that we can constantly use them. Okay, I'm going to stop here